My name is Weza Matomane. I come from Vanderbilt Park, that's why I grew up in a very small town that side. And right now I'm a voiceover artist. It's one of the things I do. That's along with also being a radio presenter and yeah, an entrepreneur as well. I've always wanted to do this type of stuff. I used to watch TV growing up, and I would imitate the people I hear on radio, on TV, even sitting in class, and you know, friends would always just laugh and say, geez, you sound just like that guy, or wow, that's so cool, you should do voiceovers. And at the time I didn't even know what voiceovers were. And the challenge is sometimes that when you come from a small town, there's no opportunities around you in that area. So you're always just growing up thinking, yeah, it will never happen to me, you know, but you always just have a hope, but you don't know how it's ever gonna happen. But the beauty is that when you're fooling around, you're actually preparing, and then the beauty is that one day when preparation meets opportunity, and then things just start to happen. At first I was an MC for Sun International, and one of the people I worked with would always say, man, you got a nice voice. But at the time I was so shy. I didn't even think, you don't grow up thinking you have a nice voice, because you hear yourself. You don't think what you sound like is good, you know. I remember even when I used to MC, I would try and find a corner that is secluded where no one can see me, and I would talk from there. And one day a person walked past and said, hey, you the guy on the mic? That sounds good. And I thought, really? You know, and more people started saying those things, and then you start to think, okay, maybe actually I'm not too bad, you know. And one day someone said, hey, you know what, when you save up, one day when you have a car, you should come, we should sign you to try out this voiceover artistry thing. So you know, when that day came, I finally went out and I tried. I attended one or two auditions. At first I got to the audition that day, and they said, we've tried every voice in the whole country, they haven't quite found what they wanted. Man, just, I don't know, even know if they're gonna choose you, but just have feeling in there. And I said, okay. So I went inside, and when I got there, this gentleman that was inside there looked like a guy from the Matrix or something. You know, he was the director, and he said to me, I've tried a couple of different people, but look, I'm gonna try a different approach this time. Told me about the whole history of the company and tried to make me really understand what he was trying to do. And then he said I should do something, and then I did it, and he got so excited, and he said, you know what, you're the find of the century, we're just glad we found you first. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, no man, this guy is, no, he probably says this to everyone. You know, you never quite think it's you. Or sometimes you always think that certain things are just too good to be true. From day one, the reason I started even recording myself in studio was because I realized that I do a lot of outreach work where we do motivational speaking. I've got a NPO with a group of friends of mine called Unplugged and In Charge, where we motivate young people to go out for their dreams and try new things, and try and be the reasons for their own success in their own lives. And I thought, what can I do? And I said, you know what, this voiceover thing that I do, whether it was on the side at the time that I started, it's a thing that not a lot of people know about. A lot of people say, you know, I would love to, but they don't even know where to start. Or some kids don't even know it exists. There's a kid, Ekasi, he's great in class, he's funny, he's got this voice type of thing that he does, but he doesn't know that that's a career. He only knows doctor, nurse, teacher, engineer, and his marks are not good enough for those things, and people don't even know if he will ever be anything in life, you know. And now when I put up a video and I hashtag live your dream, that child can say, hey, that's my dream, because I'm that kid in class, and now I know someone who's doing it. And I don't just put one video, put a couple of videos, so that he can say, look mom, he's getting booked a couple of times. In 1 week I saw 4 videos in this 1 week alone. That means this guy can actually make a living doing this thing. And that's why sometimes I even hashtag make a living speaking, to say to a kid, guy, this is really an option for you. You don't have to think that imisebenzi ayitholakali. You might actually have it within you. You know, your voice could be your business. And yeah, that's pretty much the main reason I even put up the videos in the first place. So, and it's great for me to see that people are receiving it in the way that I was also envisioning it as well. A lot of people, text and say, man, this inspires me, man, I now want to get into this type of stuff. So that's a great thing.